why the Night Stalker is a good matchup. Then they have the Doom that's able to go into the Enchantress's lane, and then even if you get a creep, you can just devour it.
Here we go. Game 1. Day 3 of the PGL Arlington Major group stages. OG taking on Soniqs. Oh, Hiragi. I like that. You know, he's coming in, giving all the lads some good luck. Not just a good luck. A little bit of extra twist to it as well.
I'm assuming he's talking about Fada, not the other big F that's coming through here.
Oh, okay. That's not how I looked at that, but sure. Okay. Well,
I'm aware of what you're thinking. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right. That makes a lot more sense. That is probably what he's done there. But I definitely thought it was big good luck to everyone on Soniqs, not just Mr. Fada, the big brain Giga Chad player. Really excited to see how Soniqs are able to shape up, especially against this matchup, because like we said, this is an incredibly important series from either side. Both these two teams are currently sitting under threat of being eliminated, and you really wouldn't expect that from these teams. Of course, OG, the reigning major champion. Soniqs were looking incredible as well through 2 or 3 with the addition of Fada. They finished 2nd place. A lot of people were saying they're going to be in contention. I mean, we saw them as well until they matched up versus OG. They were flawless.
Well, I should be fine. I need to run away from this combination. The thing that I'm really looking for early on into this game, of course, that mid lane that I was talking about before, Night Stalker against the puck, it's not something that you see all too often, so we'll see if we do get that early point into the Crippling Fear. Is this a little bit of a misclick? Hunter in the Night skilled up level 1 on the Night Stalker? It's daytime, my dude.
What?
Alright. Maybe mid lane won't be that interesting. We're seeing on the bottom side, like, I think this level 2 timing on Soniqs is actually so important. Like, Enchantress, of course, very strong. Everyone knows that, but Yawar, if he gets up onto that level 2 reflection plus the metamorphosis, you can really try and bully Tiger out of this lane. Enchant doesn't need to be used on creep, it's just as good as the slow. Combine that together with the slow from the reflection. I'm gonna say it again, 35 mana cost is way too low for it.
We've seen node camps have been blocked up as well. Of course, the Doom is someone who's going to be looked to play around with the creep, but same with Fada. And he's been able to pick up the movement speed creep. That's pretty nice, honestly, yeah. Is that maybe the best one you could get in a lane like this? The armor would be very nice as well, I suppose.
Yeah, but he's still too low level, right? You can only get level 4 creeps, so that's around.
And it can be enchanted off anyway, I am almost certain, so... yeah, this is probably one of the better creeps you can get early on here for Tiger. So take a look at how our other offlane, our other side lane is shaping up at the moment. Venomancer, of course, is something that is a South American staple, and us being from that region, no doubt he has the capability to play it. Where do you feel like this hero is best suited, though? Because we do not see it often.
I mean, you know me, I was a filthy Venom position 5 star, and I think that has a lot of value.
He's got to go down. First blood picked up. Yawar along with Fada. And there is our first blood to kick us off. And you were mentioning this is going to be a difficult lane for OG to combat.
Yeah, that level 2 timing is just so devastating, right? Like, how are you supposed to lane into this? It was Tiger just trying to do the right thing, pull the wave through because it's completely useless into it. So the fact that they've been able to get the creep wave back next to the tower is a big bonus. I was kind of expecting them to even perhaps pull it behind the tier 1 tower. That is one of the benefits of playing on the dire side. You could just cut one of these trees and safely pull it without a single tower hit into the creep wave. Wow, that gets it too, which is obviously a big plus as well. Alright, so do we have a second point in Hunter in the Night? No.
I was checking
it's
that,
the Void
yeah.
that's been leveled up.
At this stage, might continue to put some points Hunter in the Night, just because you're going to have that nighttime working with the next couple of minutes. Are we expecting some rotations to come out from OG to maybe put some pressure onto Quinn at the 5-minute mark?
I don't think so. I think you still need your level 6 to truly have that level of impact, because he's just going to be able to get away from you. Like, who's going to catch him out? Like, maybe Seth, but I think Quinn is obviously a good enough player that he's going to be able to dodge out
Dire's
a lot
top
of
tower
these shackles
is
that
under
are starting to
attack.
come through.
Well playing, Seb. Get some distance with the Rin Run. Else an MSS putting a bunch of damage in though. So kind of the resources being expended. Do as well have Farda that's taking some damage as well. Tiger, he switched up his neutral creep. He's going to be playing with the mana burn now instead.
Love that as well, actually. Wasn't quite expecting Amar to go 2 points into the static link. I thought maybe he might try and prioritize the plasma field, but perhaps he picked up that mana burn creep with the mana regen as well after he had already hit that level 3. So I really think we might see Amar look to emphasize plasma field from now on.
Denied.
Do have the Farda's going to make a rotation to try and secure Quinn. Able to block the water rune as well from BZM, so they're going to look for maybe... It's always nice to be able to have some action on the side lanes and then the support can TP in to look to refill the bottle, because Quinn recognizes BZM's not going to be playing with any regen now, so is instantly over to start harassing the Night Stalker, and BZM might be in some trouble if the orb clips.
Oh,
Yeah, this is big for Quinn. This is an incredible read.
So I don't think any TP is going to be able to save him in this case. Hopefully, hopefully everything's okay with Yuragi's PC. But even just the small things that Quinn's doing, I'm not sure if we have time to get a quick replay of that one. But the tower attack range, you can be in the overall attack range, but as long as you're more than 500 units away of the actual tower, even if you right-click a hero, it's not going to hit you. So Quinn just did these little things like stutter steps back to the right side to make sure he was out of that attack range. Because every single time that he's been in it, he's made sure not to hit BZM with anything other than spells, and then the tower's just not going to hit you. So really good individual plays coming out for Quinn. Let's see if he gets rewarded with a solo kill.
BZM does have a Fairy Fire and some stick charges to play with. Quinn's going to continue to chase. They got the TP coming through from Seb as well. His ability is going to be back up shortly though. BZM playing around with silence, but it will not last long enough as Quinn blows up one and gets the jaunt down to the south as well. And this was all set up thanks to rotation from Farda, so beautifully done from Soniqs. He's going to get a double. Oh, Quinn, okay. All right. What a way to start for Mr. Quinn.
He's on today. I mean, he knows the importance of being able to secure this series for his team, and well, at least with the Night Stalker being able to come back here, it's going to be nighttime. That Hunter in the Night finally started to get some value.
Got some action as well. Amar, he might go down here. You are with the last right click, and Tiger tries to get the last little bit of damage to secure the kill onto the Terror Blade, but he will not have any capability to kill off Yawar. So these lanes going incredibly well for Soniqs.
Yeah, for sure. Yawar even had the healing salve available for himself. Gets mana burned again, which sucks, but well, there's not too much you can do about this annoying Doom.
You shall not.
Really looking to try and shut down BZM, and I don't blame him here. This is a hero that does not play well from behind. Yawar, that's going to be in trouble down bottom. Amar and Tiger diving under the tower. Yawar's just going to look to stand his ground with the reflection and the tower damage, recognizing maybe I can get a kill, but there's no way I'll be able to escape in the tree line because we do not have any extra reinforcements showing up. Meanwhile, on the river though, Quinn, he gets the Arcane, utilizing the first collier of the game, and Soniqs, what do you know, supports once again, rotating mid to look to enable Quinn, and he is off to a flying start. 2-0-1 from the mid laner on Soniqs.
Yeah, I was mentioning before that OG absolutely don't have this lineup that's able to rotate. Soniqs, complete opposite, right? Quinn really being supported by both MSS as well as Farda. They've got an Enchantress creep to be able to tank up the majority of this these tower hits, and of course the siege creep as well. So this should probably be going down unless Amar is going to TP to the mid lane to defend this. I really don't see them being able to
Quinn
stop
might
it.
pick up another kill. He's moving on forward for Tiger. Or he's going to miss. He's going to be relying on the right clicks now. Tiger does have a decent amount of armor moving out of the tier 2 tower. Meanwhile as well, BZM. They'll still get the kill. The BZM has the Dark Ascension to look to work with. The shards will do nothing to hold back the Night Stalker. He does have Yawar nearby with a reflection, pumping in a little bit of extra damage. Quinn's going to be able to rotate as well. The coil is back up because the previous Arcane rune, and now with all the free mobility, the Night Stalker will not be able to fly over the cliff line. The Soniqs have BZM's number to start this game.
And even throughout all of that, you had the siege creep hitting into that mid tier 1 tower, so it's already on 55 HP for a Puck lineup. Puck not the greatest at being able to secure that tower early on. Doesn't seem like Quinn's going to be able to force that one out. Yeah, they'll probably deny it, maybe just waiting for Night Stalker to TP back, but I'm sure BZM's saying, I don't want to go back to that lane. Top side, Seb getting a little low, but able to walk it off for now. Has to be careful though of that Venomous Gale if he's able to land it through from Leslau. Also having that Urn of Shadows, such a great combination to make that damage over time impactful.
They're going to get another kill. Just Tiger looking to soak up some gold and experience mid, but Quinn and MSS relentless this game, and that's another power rune, and this is what Soniqs are going to do incredibly well for the rest of the game. They have this early tower. They're going to continue to try and get some wards around mid, so Quinn can just look to play with the power runes.
I think he's just going to try and shove this lane out one more time. The Dream Coil is back up. He has the bottle, of course, available. So if he can make a rotation down towards where Amar's trying to farm and scale, he is really the only one on OG having a decent time. Maybe just trying to get a quick tier 1 neutral item before then, but BZM going to be in range to make sure that that doesn't happen.
How concerned are you right now for OG and their capability to make plays through the next, say, 8 minutes? Because BZM...
That was always the issue with their draft, right? Like, you've got a Night Stalker, you've got a Doom. They are not playmakers. They are like, you do all right, and then eventually you've got an amazing late game. But it's not at that stage just yet. So it's just a matter of how much is Soniqs able to take advantage of all of that. Just trying to secure that tier 1 top, but no, instead, Quinn making sure to take the paths, to get the bounty, to make sure to avoid a lot of these obvious warding spots, and if he can connect in onto Amar, that would be a huge hit.
They're actually going to look to turn it around on OG, though. They brought Seb down, but Quinn is just way too far ahead. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Almost 2,000 net worth lead between the counterparts in the mid lane, and look at them go. Soniqs instantly another smoke between Fada and Quinn.
I mean, they saw BZM walking underneath their observer ward. That's the reason why they're doing it. And he's just in two minds as to what he wants to do. We're even seeing the connection coming through from MSS. He's baiting a little bit in this mid lane. He wants BZM to go on him.
He does have the ultimate to play with, but the core's going to prevent any distance that the Night Stalker can provide. And unstoppable shriek for Quinn. This is going to be another power rune that they're able to pick up as well. So this would just continue them to make plays across the map. Dano, you're the analyst. I need you to come up with something in how OG to come back in this game.
It's just all about divide and conquer, try and split up the map as much as possible, play around those first ultimates. Tiger still doesn't have that level 6, so once the puck goes in, there's nothing that they can do to stop him. But as for right now, it's just getting run over. This is the power of the Tusk and Enchantress lineup.
Holy.
They've even been able to move down bot here with Leslau having taken that top tier 1 tower. Of course, Venomancer with the Plague Wards, very easy to do so. And they've got their own siege creep wave, so they could look to, again, constrict the map for OG, make sure that they have such little places to be able to farm. And I mean, that's OG's MO, right? They want to make sure that they can be farming as much of the map as possible. If you take these towers, the map shrinks.
MSS might be in a bit of trouble. Yuragi gets the Wukongs, but MSS is instantly able to reposition. It is close to the tier 2 tower, so OG, they will be playing with the numbers advantage. And it looks like finally they're able to get something out of the map. It costs them multiple rotations, but Yuragi gets the bounty for that. And look, he's queuing up a Midas as well. So OG feel like it's just, we have to try and scale, and there's no way we're going to be able to hit some early or mid-game timing with maybe BKBs where we can combat Soniqs. It's really the late game we're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, late game, again, it's what they're playing.
He's going to be in some trouble. Quinn's able to get out of harm's way, so they're just going to try and turn to deal with Enchantress instead. It is another support going down, but when you are this far behind, you'll take any kill you can get.
Yeah, and I think it's one of these instances where a lot of people are like, oh man, look at Fada, look at his skill build, why doesn't he have any points in the Nature's Attendants? Enchantress is really hard to kill, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, again, OG don't have anyone to make plays early on, so you're not really that worried about dying. Like, you could just put yourself onto the front lines because you know you've got a Puck who's had all of these power runes. You know that you've got the Tusk as well, just helping you out to run at people. So he's gone this much more aggressive route, which means that when you do make these rotations onto, for example, the mid lane, which has been happening so far, it's just so much more effective. They've spotted out BZM here, and with the haste rune, they might be able to secure it.
I don't know if anyone else can connect to Quinn though.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Or maybe Seb?
To Seb.
Oh, no, not like this. Let's go for the coil. Yes, so he does. He's gonna get broken instantly close to the tier 2 tower, but the shards from MSS is on point.
Radiant are scanning.
Very nicely done. They would have seen the TP cancelled as well there by Tiger, so they know that the Doom doesn't have the capability to come up to this top side, and he wouldn't have TP'd. Oh,
that was
MSS
really
so
cute.
close.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, they know that the Doom isn't in any position to be able to come up towards this top side. Leslau's even going to perhaps bait a few more people to come towards him to his safety. Yuragi, Amar will be the ones to do so, but Vision provides them everything that they need to know, and well, they will get some observer wards removed on the map, but it does mean that OG are just, sorry, Soniqs are able to take control over this top side of the map. Should be at least forcing out a glyph from this top tower and trying to secure that to enable the Roshan.
We do see for OG though, they are starting to control bottom. They've got a lot of vision to play with down here.
Tower is under attack.
You have some ultimates to work with as well, and also Amar's having a relatively good game. Level 10, already 2 components completed with the BKB. They really need an objective, and they're grouping up to get ready to take this fight.
That feels to me like Vada's just going to be following around.
Oh god. MSS and Quinn just going to obliterate the Doom, and Quinn's going to move over to the right side as well with the coil leashing 2 together. Leslau hesitant about moving in to drop the poison over. The Wukongs will give them some distance to reset the shards. Block Seb into place as MSS again is a sniper with the shards, making sure he's blocking off that escape avenue.
Godlike on Quinn as well. 9 kills, 14 minutes into the game. This feels like one of his NA pubs, but he is just rocking, rolling, really assisted by that Vada and MSS. And Vada, he's just playing this really well too. They're looking to go for the enchant, constantly using it to be able to slow down a lot of these cores, but they're making a lot of aggression happen. I think we've got time for a quick replay just to see the impact that Quinn is having on this game. He's always just in position with all the vision that they have with the Enchantress creep. They've got that big burst potential that we were talking about, and then 3 BKBs, there's nothing that OG can do against this.
It's just perfect from start to finish how they're playing the supports together. We do have some action going on back line. Vada though is able to reposition. They're going to turn to Leslau instead. This is not going to be an easy kill with the support standing behind the Venomancer, and they're going to turn it around instead. BZM just tries to fly on over, but he should tick out to the damage over time, and Leslau also catches out Seb in the tree line as well. Look at this, instantly to top.
They're trying to catch out anyone that just shows themselves on the map. You know you have the damage to be able to take him out, and there's no shortage of ways to be able to cancel TP's either. MSS holding it till the very end, and yeah, see you later. Ragi as well might be in a little bit of danger. Vada just trying to force staff himself through the trees to try and get that lucky break in the mid lane, but they're itemizing exactly like they need to.
Oh boy.
What are we looking at?
Oh, what? Oh no! Oh my lord, I haven't even looked at Yuragi's net worth. Oh jeez.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Don't worry,
no,
Minus
no.
fixes everything, dude. And it is against an Enchantress, so you got a little bit going for you once it gets back to that stage, but yeah. This is what happens when you've got a Venomancer last pick into this lane. I thought, like, and this is the best case scenario, right? Like, you had at least some lifesteal available with the, Has he not put a single point into the Jingu? Okay, forget me, I'm an idiot. He was just trying to use the Tree Dance and Primal Spring to be able to secure the farm. Clearly, it's not working out too well for him.
So, okay, so I think for OG, I don't know if it's Huff and Copium, but I'm just going to say what I feel like their next play needs to be. Because Radiant, they're probably considering Roche right now with the meta pop that looks like they are starting to part that way. I was going to say they need to take bottom. You need to, for OG, you need to trade Roche for this tier 1 tower, because this tower will then open up a little bit more access to the bottom jungle. It can also help out so they can cut mid on the Monkey King, because you are not fighting into Soniqs, and Soniqs do lack kind of the mobility. Like, Veno is very immobile, Tusk is a little bit immobile as well. It's really just the puck that offers pickoff, and OG, only if there is ever an opportunity they get back into this game, it is you are delaying for 20 minutes, so this tower has to go down at the bottom side. But it seems like Soniqs have recognized this. They've shoved out bottom, and this will allow them to get Roshan without an objective falling as well.
kept a bunch of Plague Wards there as well, you know, maxed out levels, so they're going to be hard for the lane to push through. And it's not even just to be able to open up the map to enable you to farm, right? It's also just to, kind of on that point, you want Soniqs to be bringing people down towards this bottom side of the map, because that is away from the objectives that they truly want, right? You want to be playing around this top and mid side, you want to be taking the outpost, you want to constantly have that Roshan threat. So, you know, even if Yuragi is putting himself down there, you know, playing in the trees, jumping out with a Primal Spring, Boundless striking a wave, it means that they might be tempted to go down and kill him. If they do, great, but they're not taking more objectives, and then Amar and BZM can farm up their BKBs and maybe have a time to be able to fight. But if they don't, then Monkey King starts to come back into this game. He might, you know, start making a way towards his own BKB. But yeah, I agree with you. That bottom tier 1 tower, it is sitting very low right now, so it is certainly the objectives that they want. But I don't know how heavily you can commit onto it. That's the thing.
I accept this offering.
It'd be crazy if they took this fight, honestly, around the Roche pit.
There's no... it's not happening. I don't think. Vardy's even force-staffing the Centaur to try and get this done. They're just doing every little thing to be a nuisance across the map. Well, at least, finally, Queen's not going to get a power rune. Maybe, actually, I thought BZM was going to try and snag up the double damage rune, but there we go. First Roshan picked up for Soniqs. What are we expecting out of this, though? They've got an 8,000 net worth lead. Are we expecting high ground to be besieged, or just the T2 towers?
I mean, there's the option, right? They're that far ahead, but I think just the tier 2 towers is fine. No tier 1 towers left, so there's no option for that glyph to be refreshed. He will end up picking up that power rune again on Quinn. But yeah, it's just about pressuring towers constantly, force a glyph, and then rotate through. Again, OG is a lineup that wants to be farming, so it's not even that important to be able to take this high ground just yet. Just prevent them from being able to do so.
Oh no.
Seb.
Oh no. At least it's not a core. Everyone else said they're farming top, they're getting the lane shoved out. Yuragi's gonna be a bit cautious, but... he's got his Midas. He's coming back, don't worry. Tiger's almost got Blink as well. You've almost got...
I told you, man. Midas solves everything.
Yeah, I understand. But why don't we have 5 Midases in every game?
Might have been a bit before your time, but I remember Misery going the Crystal Maiden Hand of Midas. He was the one that made everyone start buying Midas on every single hero. Glorious time.
Well, how long ago was it where we had that Midas meta? I'll say year. I don't exactly remember. Bottom lane, Quinn. Look at the coil out. Poor old Yuragi, man. Oh god, it's not a fun time. BZM's just trying to find a home in the enemy's triangle as well. Yua's gonna recognize that. Or maybe it just thinks the camp is blocked instead of actually someone being here.
I mean, BZM obviously wants to have that BKB because he realizes how important it is to keep these towers. If he can get that, win a team fight, and then get into the Aghanim Shard, that's going to be a big benefit for him. Because obviously, you're going to have something else that's able to deal with the Enchantress creeps, even be able to assist your farm a little bit. He's just like playing cat and mouse right now. This is what OG call it when they're on the run, when they're trying to just make space for the team to really shove in. Oh, found BZM. They don't have coil.
Nighttime movement speed advantage. She's actually just going to look for a TP out and it won't be cancelled. Wait, guys. That's a big kill. That's Chihuahua. What just happened there? Doom from Tiger. A blink in from OG. I think that was the blink reveal. Oh my.
That's a big timing for sure. Takes a lot of pressure off the map, at least in terms of what the enemy is able to achieve in terms of farming. You still do, of course, have this roaming trio coming through as Yuragi. Very nice mischief dodge there, making sure he doesn't take the damage and immediately able to jump into the trees. Got a bit of a pincer move happening as well, Seb. He's got that Gale Force if he wants to use it.
Dire's middle tower
He needs to run right now.
Ooh. This is OG. Past couple of sequences have been really cool from them. You shove multiple heroes top, BZM instantly to bottom, so they should be able to get this tower. Seb's going to look to join him as well, just to be able to protect in case they sweep across the map.
12 as well on that Night Stalker. Pop the glyph to stall this a little bit. See, there's no downside to it, as they do. But maybe just feeling that they have this Observer Ward inside the Radiant Triangle up on the high ground. So maybe they were seeing the fact that
structures are
Leslau had
fortified.
TP'd up there previously. It was
Radiant
on, it's just
structures
about to
are
come off
fortified.
cooldown. But that gave them the luxury to think, okay, we can actually come down and secure this tower, because Venno is the main tower defender right now outside of the puck.
Dire's top tower is
MSS
under
stalking
attack.
this top wave. He does have the blink and anticipating Uragi to jump, but the ward on the cliff does scout out the Tuskar moving over him. Meanwhile, Soniqs, an easy tier 2 tower. Not going to be lacking some creeps until it connects shortly, but
It is,
He's
but
got-
the net worth is shrinking, man. Like,
Yeah.
it is
Dire's top tower
gone down to the
is under
7k.
attack.
There's a little bit of copium
Radiant's
here, but
bottom tower
you just
is
see
under
everyone on
attack.
OG's side. They're playing away from where Quincy want to be playing. Quincy, Soniqs, I keep looking at the logo, man.
I know,
But,
same.
yeah, you've got BZM, you've got Tiger sitting inside the Radiant jungle, you've got Amar sitting inside the Ancient, Seb just trying to be
Dire's
annoying, keep
top
that
tower
lane shoved
is
out,
under
and
attack.
Uragi creep skipping top. So you're going to
Amar.
lose something, but you're going to be
he's going to be able to
closing
run
in
into the
on
Razor. They've got MSS nearby as well. Look at the damage. Maxed out tag team. MSS is in, and they're going to uppercut Razor into the sky. And now Fada run into Tiger too. Gets the blink into the TP out. Tiger will be alright.
Well, that certainly does make the net worth lead back up to 8k, but it was sitting at 6 at one stage. So, you know, the cores are starting to farm. They're creeping up, and of course, a Doom is always going to be able to scale very nicely. He's going into his own BKB. Amar's already finished his up,
Dire's
but
middle
want to
tower
pop it
is
too
under
soon.
attack.
See here, BZM wanting to go into that Aghanim Shard, that pseudo Midas. They've made a bit of a movement here, trying to scout anyone out. How many kills does Leslau have? Just the 2. It'd still be a really cool kill to get, but they want that kill streak from Quinn.
Might see the monkey shortly jumping through, but Tiger's got to get the jump before Leslau's able to scout them out. This should be a kill where they don't require any ultimates as well, as OG are perfect with their chain control.
Nicely done, nicely done. Does feel like it puts a little bit more pressure onto Soniqs, of course, to be able to make more aggressive moves happen. They don't have the glyph available, but they just expired 30 seconds ago, so you maybe don't feel quite as confident now that you've got these BKBs. But again, it feels to me like these next 10 minutes or so, it's OG's time to be able to make something happen. They still might feel a little bit like Uragi needs at least that Maelstrom, so you're able to deal with a Terrorblade if he decides to join the team fight, because you are quite physical damage focused on OG.
We're not at the stage though where OG can take these 5-on-5 fights, right? They need to split up the map and catch Sonic as they have the numbers disadvantage.
I think they might be able to, man. Like, you've got BKBs on Nightstalker and
Radiant
the
are scanning.
Razor. You've got the Blink on the Doom. You've got Gale Force on Seb, and he's approaching his Blink Dagger. It's not impossible.
BZM and Tiger might be in some trouble. Scan connects, but both sides under the cover of the smoke. BZM's gonna run back into the high ground. A double blink. Tiger's gonna be off the mark with the initiation, and BZM will fly on forward. But he's got nothing to work with. No extra heroes playing behind the Night Stalker. So that is an ultimate and a BKB expended just to help him TP out.
Soniqs very happy with that one. Just to be able to feel fearless, basically. To be able to now go out on the map. Those are the two big things that you were worried about. Those BKB timings
Dire's middle
and the
tower
backline
is
being
under
invaded.
attack.
Being able to lock down the puck. So with Doom dead, you don't worry about that silence coming through. With Nightstalker, he doesn't feel the confidence to be able to get in and invade and make sure that Quinn has a bad time. Trying to pick off someone up on the top side of the map, but well, that clip is still down for the next minute or so.
They're
They
gonna
might
go
even
for
be
it.
looking to go in the base, yeah.
Yeah, BZM under the tier 3 tower, no hesitation from Soniqs. Nowhere across the map is not too far for them to make some plays, as Quinn is beyond godlike.
Is under attack.
Back. I don't know how confident I would feel about this, though. Just trying for the perfect blink Doom.
Quinn's in. The heart of the barracks. He's just looking to make the space, preventing the Doom from getting any abilities off. The Wukongs will give them a little bit of control. They're going to push them outside the barracks instead from Seb.
Lesau's fearless right now, even though he's sitting quite low. Ends up using a Spirit Vessel charge. He's still got one left available, but this is exactly what they needed to do.
Dire's top tower
As soon as those
has fallen.
cooldowns aren't available, take objectives. Still has about half that duration on it, maybe just in two minds as to whether they want to retreat towards Roshan. It had the potential to come up right now, but that was the half duration, medium duration of that respawn.
Barracks alive. Very nice. All right, T3 towers are going to go down. A lot more map control. You are top of the net worth, man. He is looking incredible here with the Terrorblade. Level 16. He's going to be working on the BKB next item as well. He did have the Lincolns queued up for a little while.
They're trying to kill Yawar right now. They're seeing if they have the potential to be able to go down onto him. They saw him reveal on the bottom side of the map, and you know that at this stage, Soniqs doesn't really want to be playing with Yawar. You want to be making space for him. If it gets uber late, he is able to then, again, turn it around and carry the game to Soniqs. So if he was able to find him out on his own, that would have been a big deal. That's why Tiger is making a lot of these moves. They're using the scan to try and catch him out, but it's not going to be all that successful. Good pathing, realizing the amount of time that it takes for OG to get out onto the map, but now he's rotated back into his triangle, a little bit more protected by that vision. So really nice play by Yawar there.
Throughout these team fights, what are we looking for OG to prioritize in regards to Tiger's ultimate?
It's got to be the puck, but now you've got a Lincoln Sphere. They were lucky enough, though, to get the Fey Grenade, and it was on Seb previously, but they've since given it over to Tiger, so that's going to be a pretty big deal. He might end up just using it. It's a bit of information to be given over, but... and so it might make Quinn a little bit more cautious in these next team fights. So that does actually mean it's a really valuable kill coming through, even though it's only the position 4. Now Quinn knows what to be worried about.
Again, with multiple heroes showing bottom, they instantly move to top. Yawar was by himself, but they're going to see BZM looking to take the outpost, and we might just have a play where Soniqs shove one more wave and then look to sweep to top lane to really prevent OG from playing in their jungle and looking to get a little bit more control back.
Now, I don't want to say that, well, Yuragi, he's been able to recover his net worth somewhat. He's overtaken Leslau, so that's a nice little bonus. That Might is starting to come in clutch. Almost reached up to level 18. Very commendable as well, after having only the one death, surprisingly. They should be able to pick off Seb. It's just Seb. It's okay. But,
What are you saying?
It's a plus 5.
Hang on. This is the go-kart mastermind, remember?
Go-kart god is what I call him. But it is BZM that's now suffering because of all this space. Like, he was the one to take the outpost. He's the one to put his body on the line. It honestly feels like BZM's playing like a POS 3. And it's not the way that you really want to be doing it. You want to make sure that your 3-course farming strategy actually has 3-course farming. Right now, it's just, again, that cat and mouse. He's cutting around, using the nighttime to his advantage. But could this all go back to that level 1 Hunter and the Night skill up? Maybe the lane not going quite as well as OG were expecting.
I think for OG, one thing they do have a really big advantage in is just the division game for them. What the Monkey's able to provide them, what the Night Stalker can provide them throughout the fights. I feel like I don't know how realistic it is to kill Puck. It's going to be like a boundless strike into a jump to pop the Lincoln, so I think you got to deal with Venomenter first. That's a lot of damage in these long drawn out fights that OG are going to look to play because they're this far behind. You can't take head-on-head fights. You need to kind of split them up, kite them, and then go back in once everything's expired. So OG, they have this potential. They've got some scaling cores. You have division to be able to catch out these important targets, but it has to be really perfect, and that communication needs to be on point as well.
I mean, they're just trying to pick out anyone. They can tell that this is the way that Soniqs like to play. After taking Roshan, they typically feel confident to be able to go ahead and place an Observer Ward. That is what Fada goes and does, just out of range of that cliff spot if it was to be used and sentryed. But instead, Yuragi not able to get that easy, quick pick-off, and now they feel comfortable enough to be able to go onto the high ground with the Lincolns on the Terrorblade, with the Aegis. You're not going to beat this guy. Yeah.
And this is pretty much the worst case scenario for OG, because they are so far behind you all, and you are not killing this man with the Lincolns given over, with the Aegis on him, the BKB as well. Like, good luck going through the first life, and I don't know how they're going to get to the back line. You need a smoke and wrap all the way around.
Yep, absolutely is what they need to do. To make the supports be the ones doing that, but I can't feel like you need BZM to be doing that role. He does have the Blink Dagger, I suppose, but someone's going to need to do something.
Dark Ascension for the vision. Seb's going to jump in, but it's only onto an illusion. Looking to create some chaos. So BZM goes to the backline as well for the jump. It hasn't been on point. As Tiger's in trouble for the moment. They should be able to deal with the Doom before he gets the ultimate off. And meanwhile, Amara as well Sealing a decent amount of damage, protected for the beacon before the moment, but as soon as it expires, the shards locking him into place. They'll turn to deal with the Razor afterwards as Quinn hits him with the damage required, and the orb scouts out Yuragi on the tree line as well, so they're not exactly where the Monkey's positioning, but they're gonna jump instead. With Tiger back in, the link gets popped, they get the Doom onto Quinn. A decent second half of the fight here for OG. They've dealt with the Aegis, they're gonna look to set up for round 2 as well. They're avoiding the Terrorblade for the moment, dealing with the supporting class, and now they'll turn back to the Terrorblade afterwards as Yawar goes down for a second time. Do they have the control to stop the TP? You bet they do! It's OG! A miraculous way to take the team fight. They wipe Soniqs, and they might just be back in this.
Oh, they absolutely will. This is that timing that I was talking about, right? You just needed that BKB on the Night Stalker to feel safe to be able to go in onto the backlines. I want to see that again because it was a heavy commitment coming through from Seb and Tiger in particular. They dive on in. If this is after the buyback has been used by Tiger, he just wants to make sure to lock in onto the fight. That is the target that they're wanting, and they're really making full use out of this vision that's being provided by the Dark Ascension. Even though it's only going to wear off right about now, the damage is done. The puck is gone. He is fully locked down, and that was a huge kill streak. It go the way of Tiger, but what a way to come back into this game for OG.
Dude, Seb just did so much in that fight. Looking back at it, he got the double shackle on the Venom and Terrorblade. He was able to Gale Force them away so they could target the heroes. He got a shackle onto the tree line again towards the end. Like, if Seb is able to freely spellcast, it's disastrous for the side of Soniqs. And we saw as well that they have the capability to get rid of the Lincolns. This is something you were mentioned with the Fade Grenade. Tiger, that key buy, that getting back in the middle, and, you know, controlling up Quinn. And this is... Who got streak you mentioned before?
It was Tiger, unfortunately.
Tiger?
So,
That's,
yeah, probably...
But is that the worst, though? Because he can do a lot with net worth this game.
I suppose, but I certainly would want your cores to be able to come back into this one a little bit more. Seb will be able to... They also dropped the gem in that engagement. Seb?
Oh my lord.
I swear he's walked past this Observer Ward twice now. Finally, he's able to get it. But yeah, that gem just providing a whole lot more vision. What was the net worth lead? I think it was like 12k. It's shrunk down to 5.
Yeah, 14k at the highest. On the side of Soniqs. And it was a 5% probability as well. He's up to 19 for OG. I cannot believe Yuragi's net worth as well. Yuragi is playing an incredible game. 4-1 and 2. The fact that he's only died once.
What did I say about Midas? What did I say?
Okay.
Solves everything.
Well, don't be getting that into the minds of people, man. We don't want the Midas meta.
Chat, you're not Yuragi, okay? You can't do this.
Well,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just don't build Midas.
I mean, to be honest, this is just a testament to OG's teamwork, right? Like, they knew exactly what they needed to do. They split up the map amazingly. Yuragi took, honestly, the most dangerous place on the map to farm. There was no tower. Try and catch him out here.
Oh my lord.
MSS has been pretty on point with these these ice shards as well, so I mean, it's no knock on him. I mean, he is really doing a good job, especially just with his Walrus Punch in a lot of these team fights, preventing a lot of the TPs away. It's even more important now that these BKBs are all up online on the 4 cores on OG's side. I'm going to call Tiger a core because of the amount of net worth he's got.
He, without a doubt, is a core. For them, I'd love to see OG get in a position where they can try and defend this cliff ward in the jungle. Unfortunately, it looks like Soniqs have recognized this and are starting to sweep over to try and get rid of it. It's a powerful position for OG to take a fight in.
They should be able to get rid of this one here. I mean, they've got at least the Plague Ward up on the high ground, so can't be moving too far forward. Again, you've got Seb with the Gale Force that can push anyone away.
Ooh. Quinn doesn't particularly have a defensive item as well versus the Night Stalker, this AoE silence. He's gone to kind of deal with everyone else. That is true, but if you don't have some heroes nearby, you're really putting a lot of emphasis on the supports to protect him, so
it can be a bit of a concern because we've seen what Seb can do, man. Who knows? He takes 2 heroes out of the equation. You've got the Monkey King maybe dealing with someone else, and then you can jump in with the Night Stalker to try and deal with the puck. And again, this goes back to the vision advantage that OG are going to be playing with through the entirety of this game.
Especially since they've been able to secure that gem, right? Have a look at the Soniqs map. It's still pretty decent, you know. They've placed up a lot of these wards more recently, but they realize what's important for them right now. Lots of plague wards on the entrances, on the stairs into the Dire Jungle, cliff ward around the Roche Pit. That's what they're playing for next. It feels like they're way too scared to even think about going high ground now.
BGM's actually going to pop the ultimate. He's got the rest of OG starting to convert to Gale Force as well as BZM's going to jump through the middle. Yua's got an easy kill, so they'll turn to deal with Farda, but he too is not going to be brought down to start. Amar sweeping into the middle with the damage. He has some spare coming up from Yua. They're going to chuck him up to the air, controlling the Razor for the moment. Yua won't have much impact now with all the static link damage stolen, but they don't have the Razor and OG to turn this back around. As Yuragi's in trouble, and BKB completely collided. As Soniqs do an incredible job to withstand the jump of OG, and they don't have a buyback on Razor to play with.
It's pretty damn important. I really appreciate the fact that they recognize the most important person in this fight is Amar. Again, I was talking about during the draft, and they're so physical damage focused, right? That Eye of the Storm, it's physical. Nightstalk, of course, very physical. Monkey King, physical. Even just the focus fire coming 50% physical. So you need to try and take that away as best as possible. Eye of the Storm, minus armor, wasn't a factor in that fight because of how much they were able to focus down onto that range.
It does also truly show just how strong of a game it is for the Terrorblade. We were speaking a lot about it in the draft with the core-to-core matchups, and it can also deal pretty well versus the Doom as well, especially when you get ridiculously far ahead like you are. You could even be considering Satanic as the next item. As BZM shenanigans. Quinn has got the core to work with. BKB is going to be up in a couple of seconds here for the Night Stalker. It might be too long. Seb's in with the shackles, but the damage from Leslau will come out fast enough before the magic immunity.
They stealed the gem back as well. I wonder if we can get a quick replay on that actually, because again, it was one of these another instances of little bits of key plays coming through there. Using the Psychic Headband to try and break the coil there. Realized by BZM, making sure to keep himself a little bit further into the coil. And let's have a quick look at that replay while we can. Just going to keep pushing on forward. Of course, Dream Coil used, BKB off cooldown. Look how BZM walks further into the coil to make sure it doesn't snap, just in case there isn't that full rotation coming through from MSS as well as Leslau. He probably lives long enough to pop that BKB in this game.
Is under attack.
Tricky call now from OG. You've got a lot of heroes that need to be dealt with. It's also very difficult just to chuck everything onto your wall. Four staffs. And if he gets meta off, he's going to do a lot of damage before they kill him. Like if they commit to the Doom onto Yuwa, even if the meta's activated, he's might get 2 kills before they bring him down, and that could just still be enough to get the kill, get the team fight victory on Sonic. So it is not going to be easy at all from OG, but they are starting to pick up some more items. Nullify now completed for Yuragi.
Nullify for Yuragi, obviously those 4-star is a really important tool. I thought I saw Yuwa having one queued up a while ago. Not Yuwa, Amar having one queued up before as well, but he's since switched to have that AC available for himself. So again, all of that physical damage is going to be amped up in that regard. I think Soniqs have 2 things in mind. They want to be playing around Roche Pit, or they want to be playing for the park at his level 25.
He's going to charge straight into Farda. Radiant, a decent spot to fight with the cliff ward. Farda's not the easy kill though. They're going to get all back towards the backline. They're targeting down Yura. Tiger's going to try and get in with the combination, but the Linkage protecting the Terrorblade for the moment. They'll get Tiger before the ultimate down, and OG now need to kite the fight. Yuragi though wants to stand his ground inside the ring. Seb's going to be in with the combination, the helmet as well. Kiting the Terrorblade for the moment. He's in a little bit of trouble, but protects himself towards the rest of Sonic. It's Amar, he's got no backup. Without the numbers from OG, they cannot turn this fight back around. What an incredible read from Sonic. Shiwaji dancing on the edge of the Wukongs, who backs to the rest of the supports, so that he's not isolated from the fight.
Very nice. And just it as a little bit of a reward game and thinks that Roshan is really respawn now. Having the refresher shard, another thing that I was saying before, that level 25 win is so valuable because this is exactly what OG want to do, right? They want to be constantly running at you. They want to be using those BKBs, Razor and Night Stalker in particular. They put a lot more focus onto MSS that fight because up until that point, he was the only BKB piercing disabler they had with the Walrus Punch. So they wanted to make sure that they could try and take that away from them. Even just Yuar hitting with the Eye of Skadi helps a little bit, but seeing here, no flip. I mean, why not? 30 seconds left. Sam's trying to do everything that he can to prevent this. And just for stumping Yuar forward, you've got an advantage of just having so much of this movement. In the case, I feel like they can just end this. Be able to play this a little bit. It's going to be enough.
BZM looking to create some chaos. It gives them an opening to find the shackles as well. The only issue is the coil will leave BZM, locking him into place. He's got a buyback. Dark Ascension will pull down for another 20. It's going to have to be a perfect defense from OG, down 24,000 gold. The throat's exposed as well. They're going to look to try and get on top of Yuar, but a force staff to reposition. Now with the Terrorblade, he's looking to jump back into the middle. Brings down Tiger before the threat of the Doom, and Yuar doesn't give a damn about the Wukong's command. He'll stand his ground to go toe-to-toe versus the Monkey King. Mano a mano. And OG, they'll kill off Tusk, but the G's are dropped, and Soniqs. It was a rocky kind of sort of middle game. OG took an incredible team fight to almost bring themselves back into this game one, but in the end, Soniqs will close this out.
Such an important victory coming through from the NA squad, and they're going to be feeling so happy about that one. Yeehaw! I wore this the entire time. I knew I had the power of NA on my side, but yeah, they did the exact thing that you need to do against OG. I like the fact that OG changed up their draft a little bit, wanted to get that Amar hero at the very beginning because we've seen teams expend a crap ton of bans on it to make sure that he is not as much of a factor. He still was that game a pretty decent impact. He had a decent impact, but it just felt like they were outdrafted, the lanes didn't go all that well, and it was the aggressive style that Soniqs had that were able to continue to push on forward, use the Tusk, Enchantress, and Puck to their full potential, and then it was just way too much for OG to be able to come back from. Nice attempt, but just wasn't enough.
Yeah, definitely a nice attempt, and often something we see out of OG, a team that is never out of the game. But I feel like for this next game coming up in particular, there really needs to be a lot of emphasis on the mid lane and trying to secure Quinn and BZM's game, because we saw just how important it was for Soniqs to rotate in Fada early to steal that water room that enabled Quinn to be able to find that solo kill. Then we started to see MSS look to converge on mid as well. It felt like, honestly, for the first 16 minutes, I'll say that I'm guaranteed that Quinn got all the power runes. Even later on with all the map control they had, they were working with the plethora in their arsenal of power runes. So I really just feel like in this next game, we need to see more emphasis come out from the OG support to really look to enable BZM, because without the power runes, it's difficult for him to be able to have an early game where we see that impact.
Yeah. But, well, we'll see if they're able to change things up in game number 2. I'm going to be the one to send them off Ares because I've just wanted to say this while I've been holding the hat. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Oh, God. All right, well...